Deemed to be of no further interest, the original videotapes of Fury from the Deep were wiped around late 1974. Around the same time, BBC Enterprises withdrew it from international sale, subsequently junking their own 16mm prints. As a missing Doctor Who serial, Fury from the Deep acquired a reputation as a lost classic, and along with those that came before it, it was destined for animation. But did this unique story achieve the high quality animation it seemingly deserved? The TARDIS brings the Doctor and his companions to the coast of Kent, where the ESCO complex is drawing up natural gas under the North Sea via a huge network of pipes linked to their offshore rigs. But the Doctor is convinced he can hear something in the pipes. While work continues, sentient aggressive seaweed begins attacking the base and taking over the personnel one by one, creating a spearhead from which it will launch its attack and enslave the entire human race. With a production spanning 4 nations that got hit at the height of animation by a global pandemic, it seemed to be a difficult time behind the scenes. Pre-production and post-production took place in Australia, while a large extent of the animation was done at Digitoons Media and Entertainment in India. Other behind-the-scenes areas were covered in the UK and the United States. The team leading the animated reconstruction were none other than Big Finish Creative, previously Planet 55. Gary Russell, one of the producers behind the animation, saw little point in trying to recreate frame by frame what was seen in the 60s. He sought to enhance and adapt and perhaps get closer to what the original creators might have liked to achieve if they had the means to do so. Production started with a focus on character packs and designs. Episode 1 of this serial sees over 3/4 of the 20 or so characters in the animation, leaving the team with less time to produce all the character packs necessary. Following this, discussions were held to decide what rigs were needed to be made for them to complete all the shots and actions they hoped to produce. These included head turns, phonemes, expressions, and an 8-point turnaround. Some extra characters who did not speak fortunately did not require the time to create a phoneme mouth sheet. A technical challenge that arose was the extensive amount of foam in the serial. It was important to the team and Luke Marcatilli that the foam physics were realistic and as close to the original serial as possible, in order to not alienate the viewer. From the animatic right through to the final composition, it's very difficult to do many extra adjustments. The post-production team were able to do many minor changes in the grade stage, such as adding a red warning light or darkening an environment. While the general consensus is that this animation is yet another decrease in quality compared to its predecessor, I personally am still quite a fan of this simpler style and unique approach, although preferring both the Macra Terror and the Faceless ones. I personally feel the colours of this animation serve the story well, however I believe it is let down quite a bit by a less extensive use of lighting and shadows seen in the previous releases. The release of this animation closed off the celebration of Patrick Troughton's birth in September 2020, and we would not see another animation until just under a year later, in August 2021, with the controversial 3D animation of The Web of Fear. Thanks for watching. I do have to say that this being the 9th episode of the series, I am really looking forward to producing different content. That's not to say what I'm making at the moment I'm not enjoying. I just can't wait to make more of a variety of stuff and just different things, basically. I have some things noted down, like one really big series I want to do, but it could be something that gets outdated depending on the collection box set releases. Admittedly, it would take years to be outdated, although I guess by then I could revisit it and maybe in a better way, so maybe I will do it, we'll see. As always, feel free to check out the stuff on screen, as well as emailing me at the email in the description and about page if you want. I'm Sam, and I'll see you next time.